সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, আসসালামু আলাইকুম। দেখে এলাম মরক্কো ও স্পেনের আমার দ্বিতীয় ভিডিওতে আপনাদেরকে স্বাগত। এটি শুধুমাত্র একটি ভ্রমণ ছিল না, বরং ছিল একটি আধ্যাত্মিক যাত্রা এবং ইতিহাসের গভীরে ডুব দেওয়ার চেষ্টা। ইসনা কানাডা কর্তৃক আয়োজিত এই গ্রুপ ট্যুর আমাদেরকে নিয়ে গিয়েছিল ইসলামী সভ্যতার অমর রত্নসমূহের কাছে, সেসব নিদর্শন যেগুলো আমাদের অতীত গৌরবের সাক্ষ্য বহন করে। আমরা ইউরোপে মুসলিমদের উত্থান ও অগ্রগতি, স্থাপত্য, বিজ্ঞান এবং মানবিক উন্নয়নে তাদের অসামান্য অবদান প্রত্যক্ষ করেছি, কিন্তু সেই সাথে আমাদের সামনে এসেছে তাদের পতনের নির্মম ইতিহাস, যা হৃদয় বিদারক। মানবিক দুর্বলতা এবং নৈতিক বিচ্যুতি মুসলিম গৌরবকে ধ্বংস করেছিল এবং এর ফলে লক্ষ লক্ষ আন্দালুসের মুসলিমদের উপর নেমে এসেছিল ইনকিউজিশনের নিষ্ঠুরতা। এই সুন্দর ভূমিতে, যেখানে 700 বছরের বেশি সময় ধরে যারা এই মাটিতে তাদের শিকড় স্থাপন করেছিল ও মানবতার কল্যাণে জ্ঞান, সংস্কৃতি ও সভ্যতা বিকশিত হয়েছিল, সেখানে শুধু তাদের ধর্মীয় বিশ্বাসের কারণে হত্যার শিকার হতে হয়েছিল এবং বিতাড়িত হয়েছিল। অসংখ্য বই পুস্তক পুড়িয়ে দেওয়া হয়েছিল তাদের বিশ্বাস ও সংস্কৃতিকে তাদের সমষ্টিগত স্মৃতি বা কালেকটিভ মেমোরি থেকে মুছে ফেলতে। এটি ছিল এক নির্মম জাতিগত নিধন। ইতিহাস নিয়ে আরেকটু আলোচনা করা দরকার। মুসলমানেরা কখন স্পেনে প্রবেশ করে, এ প্রশ্নের উত্তর জানার আগে জানা দরকার উত্তর আফ্রিকার একটি আদিবাসী জাতিগোষ্ঠী ছিল, যারা প্রধানত মরক্কো, আলজেরিয়া, তিউনিসিয়া, লিবিয়া এবং মালি ও নাইজারের কিছু অংশে বসবাস করত এবং এখনও করে, যাদেরকে বারবার বলা হতো। তবে বর্তমানে তারা নিজেদেরকে তাদের ভাষায় আমাজিক বলে পরিচয় দিতে পছন্দ করে। মুসলিম খিলাফত যখন উত্তর আফ্রিকার দেশগুলোতে প্রসারিত হয়, তখন আমাজিক জাতিগোষ্ঠীরাও মুসলিম হয়ে যায়। সেই আমাজিক বা বারবার মুসলিম তারিক বিন জিয়াদ, যিনি উমাইয়া খিলাফতের উত্তর আফ্রিকার গভর্নর মুসা ইবনে নুসাইয়ের অধীনে একজন সেনাপতি ছিলেন, তিনি প্রথম 711 সালে স্পেনে প্রবেশ করেন। ইতিহাস বলে তারিক বিন জিয়াদ একের পর এক অভিযানে অসাধারণ সাফল্যের মাধ্যমে এগিয়ে যাচ্ছিলেন এবং নিয়মিত মুসা ইবনে নুসাইয়ের কাছে রিপোর্ট পাঠাতেন। পরবর্তীতে মুসা নিজেও স্পেনে আসেন এবং খিলাফতের শাসন প্রতিষ্ঠা ও প্রশাসনিক কাজ পরিচালনার জন্য তারিকের সঙ্গে যোগ দেন। তবে অভিযান শেষে তাদের মধ্যে মতভেদ তৈরি হয়েছিল বলে জানা যায়। অনেকের মতে মুসা ইবনে নুসাইর তারিকের অসাধারণ সাফল্যে ঈর্ষান্বিত হয়ে তাকে দামেস্কে খলিফার কাছে ফিরিয়ে পাঠান। দুঃখজনকভাবে সেখানে তারিক লাঞ্ছনা ও অবহেলার শিকার হন এবং শেষ পর্যন্ত অনেকটা অজ্ঞাত অবস্থায় মৃত্যুবরণ করেন। মরক্কোর তানজির শহর থেকে আটলান্টিক সাগরের উপর দিয়ে জাহাজে চড়ে আমরা স্পেনে পৌঁছি।
Have their names on these two mountains, one in Morocco with Jabal Musa and another one in Spain, which is the UK technically, with the Tariq bin Ziyad. From here the Muslims started to, after the war, they started to go up the cities. The first cities they went to was Sevilla, was Ashbilia, Cordoba and Toledo. So if you're wondering how did the Muslims conquer Spain so easily, they conquered it in 4 years. 4 years now, it might seem a long time, but in old times to conquer a place like Spain, which is a very, very big area, in 4 years, it was a very, very short time. And this is because the Visigoths were very big oppressors of the population. And when the Muslims came, they came to rule and they respected property, they respected the taxes of the people. The people just had to pay jizya, I don't know the jizya, which was not a very big tax, and they could live peacefully and they could have their properties. And the local people preferred the Muslims much more for ruling than the other people than the Visigoths. That's why the Muslims were able to conquer Spain so easily and rule all this area at the Iberian Peninsula for such a long time at the beginning. This was a Roman city, and in the Al-Murabitun and Muwahidun time, I think in Morocco you saw, when you went to Rabat, the Hassan Tower, and you saw the Qutubiyya when you went to Marrakesh. All these buildings done by the Al-Muwahidun and Al-Murabitun, they made their capital of Al-Andalus here. They came up. Because Al-Andalus, the splendor of Al-Andalus was in Cordoba for 300 years. After Cordoba, Al-Andalus got divided into small kingdoms. So every Muslim emir that had a castle declared independence from anyone else. So this time we call it the Taifa kingdoms. 67 kingdoms, Muslim kingdoms in Al-Andalus. And it was a fitna region. So in this time, the Muslims started fighting each other. They started allying with Christian kings to fight other Muslims. And this happened 300 years after Islam came to Spain. The Al-Muwahidun and Marabitun from Morocco had to come up and help the Muslims unite again. And when they came up, both of them, they established the capital in Sevilla. They established the capital in Sevilla, and they made a historical port. And the river that you see, Wad al-Kibir, they used it to bring all the goods from Morocco. So it's a very important city historically, and today is the capital of Andalusia. It's the capital of the southern region of Spain. There's 1 million people living in the city, and there's about 330 to 40,000 Muslims. The population of Muslims in Spain is mainly Moroccan. More than 50% of Muslims in Spain are Moroccan, 2.5 million. And the other remaining half of them are converts, and half of them are all the other nationalities. Middle Eastern, Pakistanis, also some Malaysian Indonesians, and also some other countries in Africa. Sevilla in Muslim times was also the city of artists and poets. All over Al-Andalus, they used to come to Sevilla if they wanted to develop the musicians, the poetry, and many sultans of Sevilla, like Mu'tamid bin Abbad, they were very, very important artists. To the left side, you have Mercadona. This is our local supermarket. This is where everyone shops. Mercadona.
Weird personality within like in Spain or
Tariq bin Ziyad?
Yeah.
You mean like in non-Muslim Spanish?
Yeah.
Well, Islamic history in general in Spain is not taught very well in schools.
Yeah.
So what happens most of the time is that a lot of the history dates back to Romans. It's like history basically in history books in Spain is like the Romans came and then these Muslim invaders came for 800 years and then Catholic came, the Spanish Empire. So in schools it's not really talked about much. Like people don't really know that, Gibraltar comes from Tariq bin Ziyad. They know about it, but for example, like when I went to school in primary school and high school, when they talked about Al-Andalus, it was like 3 or 4 pages, right? Depending on which political party is in power, they give more importance or less importance to Al-Andalus. Normally, if a right-wing party is in power, they undermine Al-Andalus a lot. I don't know why, it's just like that. And then if the left, for example, the left party is in power now, it's easier for Muslims to do things. And it's more talked about history. There's also in the last 20, 30 years, there is a revival of Al-Andalus in some cities, like in Cordoba, for example. A lot of schools are named after, figures of Al-Andalus like Ibn Rushd or Maimonides. So in some cities and academically, there is a revival and it's talked about a lot, but I think the common people don't really know much. Like Muslims know much more about it than like the common Spanish person, I would say.
স্পেনের কর্দোবা শহরে ঢুকে ঐতিহাসিক কর্দোবা মসজিদ দেখতে গেলাম। 784 খ্রিস্টাব্দে নির্মিত এই বিরাট জামে মসজিদটি আজ একটি বিরাট গির্জা বা ক্যাথেড্রালে পরিণত হয়েছে। এটিকে এখন মস্ক ক্যাথেড্রাল অফ কর্দোবা বলা হয়। আপনি যখন এর ভিতর দিয়ে হাঁটবেন তখন চারপাশে দেখতে পাবেন জেসপার, অ্যানিক্স, মার্বেল এবং গ্রানাইট দিয়ে তৈরি 850টিরও বেশি অনন্যভাবে সজ্জিত স্তম্ভের এক অরণ্য। এটি এমনই এক স্থাপত্য বিস্ময় যা স্পেনের কেন্দ্রস্থলে মুসলিম ও খ্রিস্টীয় স্থাপত্যের এক অপূর্ব মিশ্রণ। তবে এই বিশাল মসজিদটি যখন স্থাপিত হয় তখন স্পেনের এই কর্দোবা শহরটি ছিল পৃথিবীর এক এনলাইটেন্ড শহর। তখন ইউরোপ তথাকথিত অন্ধকার যুগ বা ডার্ক এজে নিমজ্জিত ছিল, আর মুসলিমদের আগমনে স্পেন ছিল জ্ঞান চর্চায় সমৃদ্ধ। সেখানে চিকিৎসা ও স্থাপত্য প্রকৌশল উন্নত ছিল এবং প্রাচীন গ্রিসের জ্ঞানভাণ্ডার অধ্যয়ন করার সুযোগ হয়েছিল। ইসলামিক স্পেনের 3টি আব্রাহামিক ধর্ম তুলনামূলকভাবে সম্প্রীতিতে সহাবস্থান করেছিল। মুসলিম শাসিত রাষ্ট্র হলেও ইহুদি ও খ্রিস্টানরা নির্ভয়ে তাদের ধর্ম পালন করতে পারত এবং ধর্মের কারণে কারো উপর কোনো অত্যাচার করা হতো না। সে কারণেই স্থানীয় মানুষেরা ইসলামের আদর্শ ও মুসলমানদের সৎ আচরণে মুগ্ধ হয়েই হয়তো দলে দলে ইসলাম গ্রহণ করেছিলেন। একজন মুসলিম হিসাবে হয়তো আপনার মনে এ প্রশ্নটি জাগতে পারে, ইউরোপের এ বিশাল এলাকা মুসলিমদের দখলে থাকা সত্ত্বেও কেন তারা সেখান থেকে বিতাড়িত হয়েছিল? ইতিহাসবিদেরা এ বিষয়ে বিভিন্ন কারণ উল্লেখ করেছেন, তবে প্রধান কারণ ছিল মুসলমানদের অনৈক্য, হিংসা বিদ্রোহ এবং নিজেদের মধ্যে বিভক্তি। মুসলিমরা একে অপরের সাফল্যে ঈর্ষান্বিত হয়ে পরস্পরের বিরুদ্ধে ষড়যন্ত্রে লিপ্ত হয়েছিল। এভাবেই নিজেদের ভিতর শত্রুতা এমন পর্যায়ে পৌঁছায় ছোট ছোট বিদ্রোহী তাইফা ছোট রাজ্য বা রাষ্ট্র গঠিত হয়। এসব তাইফা রাষ্ট্র একে অপরকে পরাজিত করতে খ্রিস্টান শাসকদের সাহায্য নেওয়া শুরু করে, কিন্তু তাদের এই কৌশল উল্টো তাদের জন্য ক্ষতিকর প্রমাণিত হয়। একে একে সব মুসলিম অঞ্চল খ্রিস্টান শাসকদের কাছে হারিয়ে যায়। 1492 সালে গ্রানাডা পতনের মাধ্যমে আন্দালুসে মুসলিম শাসনের চূড়ান্ত অবসান ঘটে। মাত্র 8 বছর পর খ্রিস্টান শাসকদের অধীনে শুরু হয় ইনকুইজিশন বা ধর্মীয় শুদ্ধি অভিযান। এই নির্মম নিপীড়ন মুসলিমদের সম্পূর্ণরূপে বিতাড়িত করে, তাদের অনেককে হত্যা করা হয় এবং বাকিদেরকে ইসলাম ত্যাগে বাধ্য করা হয়। এই করুণ পরিণতি আমাদেরকে একটি গুরুত্বপূর্ণ শিক্ষা দেয়। ঐক্যের অভাব ও নিজের মধ্যে দ্বন্দ্ব মুসলিম উম্মার পতনের মূল কারণ।
What is the name of this place?
Birramla.
Birramla.
Bab Ramla.
And burn all the books?
Yes.
Why they have to burn all the books?
It was an order from the king because they want to eradicate all the Islamic customs.
Oh.
You cannot speak Arabic, you cannot have read anything written in Arabic, you cannot dress like Muslims, all of this. That's the reason. They want to erase all the traces and they want to forbid anything related to Islam. So one of the things they did was you have to burn all the books. So they took all the books from the madrasa and they bring here and they burn.
Thank you.
And other books, not only the madrasa, this was any book that you have in Arabic written, you were supposed to burn it.
There will be a mosque.
So this big building that you see with the big tower, it used to be a mosque. Just beside, yeah.
So back days, all the towers were like square because
All the towers that used to be
Square.
masjid. The mosque, they pull it down. You can see the cross on the top. Not only the cross, but they pulled down the whole masjid, and they made a new church. But interestingly, they use the same foundations of the masjid. So actually, the church is on Qibla. The church is facing Qibla. Now with all this sound, it's very different. But water of Alhambra is coming from up there. We will see. You can see how water dropping down. Water goes down. These pools were here. So the Muslims fill up the pools. Now the little hole will bring the water down here. You see the water coming down. We'll continue to the fountain that we just saw. And we'll continue with the long acequia until the palaces. I will show you the acequia later on. So always they use the pools. The pool still in Spanish, you know the name? Albarca. Albarca. From Baraka. From also it means in Arabic like a pool of water. So all these albarcas, they were used to control, slow down, and distribute the water. Still they use it in the same way.
so water coming from the up or down?
Water coming from the up.
Up. Okay.
Up, so goes down and fill the pool,
Okay.
goes up and continue down, and fill the pool and continue down. So every time they fill up the pool, they have a reservoir of water there, and they can distribute wherever they like. That's the important one.
So main source is from the
Main source is the river. All the source is
so
from the river.
river is down.
But remember, river is down, but they walk 6 kilometers away, and they make a dam 6 kilometers far, where the river is high. So from that dam, they make the canal, and they deviate the water until.
Oh.
Here we're just going, go and come back. I just want to show you, so you can touch the water that comes inside the Alhambra. Make just a few steps,
Yes.
and we will be in the stairs of water. How they bring the water inside Alhambra. It is very practical, but at the same time they make it beautiful. Muslim architecture is a balance between beauty and usefulness.
Not the destruction of the environment.
What is it?
Not the destruction of the
Exactly,
environment,
not the
pollution.
destruction, but the building of a beautiful environment. This is how they bring the water inside Alhambra. Very fresh water coming directly from river.
So this is all original, right?
This is all original. This is one of the
Subhanallah.
eldest. This is one of the eldest constructions of Alhambra.
Subhanallah. This is the water
Feel
house.
free if you want to climb a few steps. We are going to go down there. I'm not going to make you climb up.
What's there?
Well, that's the, let's say, is this stairs? On the top, then you are kind of in the very top of Alhambra, then you go down again. Yeah, it's a view, but without view because it has trees on the top. The viewpoint will be from there. Now you can Go a few steps up only.
Maybe
Well,
not.
actually, in the very top up there, it used to be a masjid. It's destroyed. It doesn't exist anymore. It used to be a masjid. What is it?
I feel like royalty just being here and witnessing this.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah.
I can't fathom.
Yeah. This is fresh water from the river. If you want to drink a handful, it's okay. Don't drink too much. I'm not very sure about that. No one's controlling it. That's lead. They may have little things, but you know, they make these little rounds in every corner. What for? Have a look at this as well. Yeah. Listen, brothers. They make all this kind of. Each corner they put this little circle. Look at this. Oh, it's a filter. Filter. So all the heavy particles will be down and will not join the next one. So from the top to the down, they always make every step they filter it. So Alhambra itself is built in very different timings. Each sultan that could build a new palace, make a new addition, but roughly, like almost every palace that they built, it would took a period between 10 to 12 years to be built.
That's not too bad. That's
No. Day and night, day and night, day and night. Back then, people working day and night, It's
Feed them well
for
and
sure.
keep working. Yeah.
For sure. So inshallah, we just walk down. We don't need to walk all the way up. I want you to save the energy for the palaces. Actually, we didn't enter the Alhambra yet. We're just in the gardens. Now we need to cross the walls and enter the Alhambra.
We are in Jannatul Arif.
Jannatul Arif. Subhanallah.
So how long it took to build the complete palace? History says.
So each sultan, so we are talking about a whole complex that was built along, was alive here for 250 years, and each sultan that could will add a new palace, will enlarge the walls, will make new gates, will build a new infrastructure. So be careful with the little step. So let's say from the first one to the very last palace, it's a gap of a period. We're talking about from 1242 until 1367. So it's more than 100 years, but not of continuous work. Each sultan begin a work, and usually within roughly 10 years it will be done. And for many years they will be using it until another sultan says, okay, I want to enlarge it. I want to make a new palace, start a new work. And usually it's roughly a period of 10 years.
How many sultans went through the Alhambra?
20 sultans.
20 sultans.
So we have 250 years time, 20 generations of sultans.
Ah, okay.
Oh.
From the first one to the last one. First one 1242, last one 1492. So within this period of 250 years, you have few sultans that they are ruling for a long time, even 50 years. Few sultans ruling for 6 months.
Oh.
Depends on the quality of the sultan, of how long he lives, of the good way that he can manage the affairs politically, what situations as well. If there is a peace situation with the Christian kingdoms, if there is a war situation, it depends. But mostly, the problem is not the war with the Christians. The main problem is the intrigues inside the court. Their own family, usually.
Palace conspiracy.
Palace conspiracy and politics. This is what has brought all kingdoms down.
Yeah, exactly.
It used to be down there. Now the level has changed, and we will see, when walking, we will see the remains of the houses, of the little walls of the houses. By the way, we are getting nearby a very significant door of Alhambra. We make a 5-minute stop there because it's worth it to stop. Almost everyone joining it?
No? There's many behind, so 5 minutes is good for them to join.
Okay. So why I do like to stop here? Okay, people on the back can already hear, right? Excellent. Look at this little gate here. Which one? This little gate.
No.
It is not a happy history. What I'm going to tell now is a sad history. But this is the gate where the last Muslim king, after 800 years of being ruler here, way out. This is the place where he go out, and he met these two Catholic kings, Ferdinand and Isabella, and he handled the keys. Because the conquer of Alhambra, of Granada, it was not by war. It was a peace treaty, a hidden peace treaty. Just to put you in situation, no, we have to, nowadays we just recall as a history, but if we put in the situation of the inhabitants of Granada, this is a Muslim city, 100%. Let's say like if you go to Lahore. Do you hear bells in Lahore?
No.
No, right? Okay. People hear the adhan, right?
Yep.
So, 1st of January of 1492, people of Granada were doing their life, and at the end of the day, they hear the adhan for Isha prayer. They went out, they pray in the masjid, they go back homes, they go to sleep, they wake up in the morning waiting for the adhan for Fajr prayer. And they for the ears, they don't hear the Fajr prayer. Before the Fajr prayer, they hear the bells. 2nd of January 1492. You just, I think I cannot, even myself, I cannot imagine what kind of feeling they would have. These are people like, let's say, just to put you the example, in Lahore, from childhood they grow up hearing the adhan 5 times a day, going to masjid, living in a Muslim city. Suddenly one morning, they hear the bells. Tang, tang, tang. They realize actually, because there was a hidden, like a rumor, Sultan is going to surrender the city. But it was not official event, it was a rumor, that's why he went secretly. In the middle of the night, you know, Fajr time in the winter time is about 7 o'clock. He may go out about 5 in the middle of the night and handle the keys. And the small army of Isabella come to the top tower of Alhambra with a bell, before Fajr time. So people suddenly realize, wow, that rumor, it becomes. So that was actually the last stage of the 10 years. If you read the last 10 years of the Muslim history of Granada, it's very shameful. Really, you feel ashamed. Because those leaders, they have nothing to do with the earlier leaders. No, the Christian army of Isabella was waiting outside. Within Granada and Alhambra, father and son is fighting. The mother is aligned with the son, fighting with the father. Sending letters to the Christians, send us help. So after we finish, we will surrender Granada to you. After a little war that they have, Christian and Muslim, they took the little son of the last Muslim king they took the last Muslim king, Muhammad Abdullah, as a captive. The mother bring his son to make the exchange. Give the little baby to the Catholic prince to take the king. And they say, we will give you back the baby after you surrender the Muhammad. 10 years later. But the impressive thing is that even though it became the palace of Isabella, let's say, they never destroy the decoration in the walls. Name of Allah is written in every corner. Sorry. Subhanallah. So they kept everything. They wouldn't understand anything. And then, again, like I told you, everything that they write in Alhambra has a meaning. Now, what's the meaning of writing these things here? Very interesting. Of course, it's a strong reminder. A lot of the writings, they are reminders for the Sultan. So, for example, look at this. Look at these reminders. Subhanallah. They choose these phrases. They could choose, thousands of Arabic phrases with meanings, but they choose Al-Qudra Lillah, Al-Mulku Lillah, Al-Izza Lillah. Why they choose these three? Al-Qudra, Al-Izza, Al-Mulku. If you think about every single king, sultan, ruler, all over the world, I'm sure he thinks that he has the power. He thinks that he has majesty, Izzah. He thinks that he has a kingdom, Mulku. Strong reminder for him, you don't have anything. Everything belongs to Allah. Al-Qudra, Al-Izza, Wal-Mulku, Lillah. So don't be so proud of you. Be humble. Keep humble. Keep humble. Because the only thing, actually, if you think about what is the only thing that is mentioned in the Quran that can prevent us to enter Jannah. Subhanallah. The only thing. If you Se lo he dicho varias veces, lo vuelvo a decir. So remember, they are very strict here. Please don't touch the walls. So kibr. This how you say in English? Arrogance. If you are arrogant, that's the only thing prevents you to enter Jannah. So this is strong reminder for the Sultan: not be arrogant. Keep humble yourself. Just a little bit more. Be careful with the steps because there's a very stop here to tell all the secrets of the world. We'll never continue. But I just tell you a few of them. Very beautiful writings. This is actually another palace. So we still not enter, but we're just in the entrance of the second palace. Son of Ismail, Sultan Yusuf. Yusuf the first, or Yusuf Abul Hajjaj. His name is Yusuf Abul Hajjaj. He is a sultan that likes very much to use Quran for protection. Yeah. So he likes very much to use Quran for writing in the wall for protection. And just before entering the palace, he writes in a very secret place a very important ayah of the Quran. Look at. If I don't tell you, very difficult, you will find it. Look at the central window. On the top of the window, you see the Wala Ghalib illallah. Can everybody see it? Yeah. If you take a picture of that window and you zoom it around the window, even with the eyes you can see. You see around the window, small calligraphy. It goes all around the window. You find a full ayat of the Quran, very famous one, ayat al-Kursi. Allahu la ilaha illahu al-hayyul qayyum. Actually, they write it with, of course, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Before Quran, they always put salawat. وصلى الله على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وآله وسلم تسليما. And right then they start وإلهكم إله واحد لا إله إلا هو الرحمن الرحيم الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم. All the way to the end. That's just the entrance of his palace. We will see which surahs and ayahs of Quran he write inside his palace, inshallah. Please take chance if you want to take some pictures here. We are going to pass this little gate and we are proceeding to the palace of Yusuf Abul Hajjaj.
So we have seen one and we are entering second.
Exactly. We have seen that one is just the last remaining of the palace of Ismail, and here we're going to enter the second palace. And then we have the third one.
So how many palaces there in total?
Two palaces. Plus the room that we just saw. So 3 palaces that we passed. From 3 different sultans. Okay. Sultan Ismail, his son, Sultan Yusuf, that we're entering now, and his grandson, Sultan Muhammad V, that we're going to pass by after the palace of Sultan Yusuf. Some other details. In every motif that you see, don't think that they are only motifs. Look at here, those who are in the back. You see the flower motifs? But read well in the center. Barakah.
Barakah. Yeah. Barakah. Kaf on the top.
So from here, we are going to enter the palace of Sultan Yusuf Abul Hajjaj, which is the very main site. And the first place that we want to visit is the palace of Yusuf. It is the ambassador's welcome room. Any ambassador or important delegation that is going to come to visit the Sultan, they will be received in that room in front. This was his house, by the way. He was living here. Day by day, he would walk around here. Day by day, his rooms were upstairs. You can see the rooms upstairs, the bedrooms. But the political life was also happening here. So they would actually meet the ambassadors inside the room.
There is some writing on the wall.
Let's wait just for a little minute so people going out continue and our group continue to come. So inshallah, this is for me the most important part of the palace. We are entering the place where the Sultan is going to meet the ambassadors. So he wants the ambassadors to be in the state of awe, in the state of very interest. He wants to impress them with a very, very deep significance, architecture and symbolism. The best part of Alhambra, of every room, is always in the top. So never miss. Come over over here, we can find a little place.
There are some Arabic. Can you read those?
Look at the writings.
Yeah.
Enjoy the ceiling. Subhanallah. Look at the ceiling. You can walk a little bit more. They are very large rooms. You can spread. You don't need to come near to me. You can go to the other side while you are listening to me. Look up. Look up. I'll tell you where to look. Wherever you are, you can look up. What does it look like? Sky full of stars. And how many levels, how many skies there are in Islam?
7 skies.
7 skies. Sab'a samawat. The Sultan here, this mosaic of 8,000 pieces resembling the 7 skies, 7 heavens, until the point that we can count. They make it in a way that we can count the 7 heavens. We just need to learn how. Look up, and you have to count the line of the stars. So the line of the stars, you can see the first half, 4 stars, the half a star, that's the first level. Second level, 2 big octagons. Third level, 4 small stars, which are in the angle. Fourth level, 3 big octagons again. Fifth level, 2 little stars, looks like 2 eyes. Sixth level is 1 big octagon, and the 7th level is just before the small kuba, because the small kuba symbolizes the arch. Sab'a samawat wal kursi wal arch. Right now, if you look at the very bottom of the heavens, you see a frame. Looks like empty frame. Actually, if you picture it with an iPhone 16, let's say, if you picture it and zoom it, you will see a writing there. It's difficult to read, but you will see it. A whole surah of the Quran, from the left corner, has been written all around the room. From the first ayah to the end of the surah. Which surah they are going to choose? Subhanallah. Surah Surah of the Kingdom. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور. Now we come to the third ayah. الذي خلق سبع سماوات طباقا. It's not that they just give you the views of the 7 skies. They show you the proof inside the Quran that Allah created the 7 heavens. Everything has a very deep meaning. A little bit more. Just continue down. You have the beat وَلَا غَالِبْ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. Under it, how many windows do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pillars of Islam. Not 6, not 4, 5 pillars of Islam. And a little bit more down, you see the big writing underneath the windows. That's the dua. Especially dua for the Sultan. عز المولانا السلطان المالك المجاهد أبو الحجاج عز السلطان. Come this way. Come close to this.